Hello, greetings to you. You're welcome to Touch Million TV, and today we're going to be looking at gold. Today is actually the 11th of August 2025, and we are going to be looking at gold and the possibilities of gold. Now, last time we had very key zones that we believe the market would get to and react from. Still very much the key zones are still very much valid. So we're not going to be doing top-down analysis today because we already have our key levels. So we're just going to look at what the market has done. If we look at the 1 day, for example, we can clearly see that the 1 day candle, which is the last candle, which is the Friday candle, created a high. So we are sure that the market would actually go to, would actually eventually buy. It's just a matter of time, right? It will. So once we have a clear understanding around that, we're now going to look at what we are looking at, the possibility of what the market can do. So this is what we're looking at here. Now, already we can clearly see that the market created a high at this point here. Let me use an arrow. The market created a high at this point here, right? So that is something very, very significant. Then the market failed to get to this previous point that we anticipated the market to get to give us a clear sell. So the market sold at this zone of this imbalance here. The market got triggered at this zone of this imbalance here and started coming down drastically. That is exactly what we're seeing here. Now, seeing this, what are we looking at the market doing? Let's go to the lower time frame here. Where do we have that? So this is what we're looking at here. Now, we are looking at a very great tendency of the markets coming down to react at this point. Now, this is actually a key level point. Now, there's a high tendency that if this buy is very, very massive in terms of, if this buy is very massive in terms of the markets, right, it can take out this zone here and use this point as a point of support, right? This zone here as a point of support, right? So you can see here the market had already filled this point here, this imbalance here to some extent. If we get to look at this here, it has filled this imbalance to some very good percentage, right? It has filled this imbalance to some very good percentage here, almost 50%, if not more than, right? So that is also something very much unique. So the market is very, very sure to take out this point, right? See the market coming down here. It's very much sure to take out this point, right? So if it comes here and its momentum reaction is not really much, right? The momentum reaction is not really much, right? So what will happen is that the market would, come down to this zone, right? And this can actually be a key level of first reaction, in terms of the support level, right? This can also be another point of reaction. But then overall, we are seeing the market coming to feel this imbalance here. We're seeing the market coming to feel this imbalance here. So if we're seeing the market coming to feel this imbalance here, right? So what are we looking at here in terms of, okay, what do we feel that this market will do? So first of all, we have this high here. So we're going to leave this high at this point because we're anticipating this to be as a form of liquidity here. This will be as a form of liquidity when the market is coming to take out this buy side liquidity at this zone, right? So this will be sorry about that. So this would be a form of liquidity at this point. So, but then we're going to take out this point here. This point here, that zone has actually been liquidated, or should I say, taken out by the market. So the tendency of what we're looking at here is this zone, right? Right. So this zone would only bring about a little reaction, sending the market up. Like the market will come to this point, react a little. The market will come to this point. The market is currently here. So it will come to this point, react a little, just a little, maybe come to this zone here. Then we're going to see a sell again. Now we're going to see a sell again. Now, if it breaks that zone, then we're looking at the markets coming in between these zones here. In between this zone here. These zones, right? This zone, right? No, not here. In between this zone here, we're actually going to see a very good reaction around this zone, right? It can be this first zone here or this second zone, right? There will be a reaction. But then entirely the market will come down. Now, why am I trying to explain this? Because most people just expect the market to just be going down like it's rockets, maybe rocket going up or rockets flying down. No, there would be key level zones of reactions. There will be key level zones of reaction where people would take little profits, where people would also, that may not have good emotional intelligence, would also get to lose some money, because they would just think about a particular direction of this is where they believe the market will go to. No, trading is not like that. There will be key levels where the market would certainly react from. It is a normal thing, right? There'll be key levels where the market will certainly react from, right? It is a normal thing. So don't be surprised when you see that. No, don't be surprised when you see that. It is something that is normal when it comes to what? Trading. It is something that is normal when it comes to what? Trading. So you cannot be surprised when that happens, right? The market will always test your emotions, right? Especially when you see how this market is coming down massively like this. You see how this market is coming down massively like this. See that it has reacted. It's reacted at this point here. Look at this point, right? It's reacted at this point here. Here, you can see that. There were some. Let me take. There was some level of reaction. Now that does not mean that this reaction will make the market go all the way up. No, already we can see clear that this is a downtrend, right? But then there are people who can see clearly that this is a downtrend, right? But then there are people who just seeing that this market going down can come and buy at this zone here. And once they buy at this zone, and funny enough, they can even buy with a very high leverage or a very high lot size. And the market would give you that reaction of going up. And if their emotion is not really strong, or if their conviction is not strong, what happens is that they will just rush and sell. And once they sell with that movement, you see that the market will start coming down. You see that the market has started coming down. And once it starts coming down, they'll be like, oh my God, I've lost money. They would enter again. The market will still do a little buy again to joke with their emotions. And before you know, they've lost money. And the market will now continue to go towards the direction it wants to go, which is down, right? The market will now continue to go towards the direction it wants to go, which is down. So you need to be able to understand this thing. And, especially if you're a new trader, these are things you're going to experience. The market will joke with your emotions. It's a normal thing, right? The market will joke with your emotions, but that's exactly what makes you strong. You get me? That is exactly what makes you strong. That is exactly what builds you. You understand? That's exactly what builds you. You get me? So, but then you just need to be a lover of knowledge. So if you got value, do well to subscribe to the channel, comment. If you have a question or contribution, I know that we're here to win. Overall here, we're expecting the market to feel this imbalance, but of course it will not do it on a stretch. It will take its time and do its thing. Thank you.